That is correct. I am not done. I have not decided yet what I will do in the future beyond what I am doing right now.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about former Vice President Kamala Harris interviewing with BBC over in London and insinuating that she may run for president again in 2028. Now, first of all, this is hilarious. Second of all, I hope she does this. I really do. Hey, you know what, Kamala? I am conservative Republican, 100% through and through. I would never vote for you, but I hope that you run. And you know why? Because let's go back to 2020. You got stomped out in the primary. You came in dead last. You couldn't even make it to 2020, actually. In 2019, you dropped out. It was so bad. The only reason why you ran in 24 is because you were selected, not elected, because last I checked, no one voted for Kamala Harris to be the president in the primary in 2024. Joe Biden dropped out after all the primaries were done, and then they said, okay, let Kamala do it. No one voted for her in 24 in the primary, in 24 in the general, in 20 in the primary, and they most certainly won't vote for her in 2028, in my humble opinion. Now, before I go any further, let's get straight to the interview from BBC over in London. I will link to this clip, and if I can find the full thing, I'll link to it in the box. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
In terms then of what is next for you, you write very powerfully about the differences that many women have made to your life, whether that was your meeting with Angela Merkel or the experience of growing up with your extraordinary mother or the stories of your baby nieces, Amara and Leela. When are they going to see a woman in charge in the White House?
In their life.
Now, I got to pause right here because I think BBC might want to try to copyright me or whatever. But she says in her lifetime, her nieces may see someone in the White House that's a woman. I don't think they're going to see it. Maybe they would, but I don't think so. We're not really ready to have a woman in the White House yet. They tried it with Hillary Clinton, didn't work. They tried it with Hillary Clinton 2 times, it didn't work. I don't see why Kamala would think that she could run twice and succeed when Hillary Clinton couldn't.
In their lifetime, for sure.
Could it be you?
Possibly.
Have you made a decision yet?
No, I have not.
But you say in your book, I'm not done.
That is correct. I am not done.
So if you are not saying whether you're going to run or not, but you're not done, what does that actually mean? Are you going to get back into politics? Are you going to go back to California and try to do something over there? What are you going to do? What's next?
I have lived my entire career a life of service, and it's in my bones. And there are many ways to serve. I've not decided yet what.
Many ways to serve. Like I was saying, that could be anything. That could be you want to be the senator again. You want to be the attorney general again, locking black parents up for the kids, skipping school. Hey, you could do something like that. But the president, no, absolutely not. Ain't going to happen. AOC, who has about 2 more brain cells than Kamala Harris, has a better chance. And AOC does not have a chance, in my humble opinion.
I will do in the future beyond what I am doing right now.
But you've been very clear that it's a possibility you might run again to become president. And in my experience interviewing politicians, when someone says I'm not done, it means they are thinking seriously about running. But when you look at the bookies' odds, they put you as an outsider, even behind Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
That's crazy. They got her behind The Rock. You know what? If The Rock becomes a president, I don't know what I'm going to do, man. I'm about to just go ahead and boycott that. We're not. If The Rock was to become the nominee on the Democratic side, that just shows how far they've fallen. I like The Rock. I liked him in WWEF. I like some of his movies. I like Black Adam. That was a good movie. But for him to be the president or even running to become the president, absolutely not.
I mean, is that underestimating you?
I think there are all kinds of polls that will tell you a variety of things. I've never listened to polls. If I listened to polls, I would have not run for my first office or my second office.
And actually, if you listen to the polls, they would have told you the right thing. Because in 2020, again, she came in dead last in the primary. Didn't even make it to 2020. In 2019, she was out. In 2024, the only reason why she was able to run is because Joe Biden dropped out and then they picked her. No one voted for her to be the president. And a lot of the liberals will say, oh, she was on the ballot. Well, as a vice president, not as a president, if she was to be on the ballot as a vice president and then Joe Biden gets voted for by the people, then it's okay if she becomes a vice president if he was to win. It's okay for her to run as a vice president because that's what people voted for. They did not vote for her to run for the presidency.
And I certainly wouldn't be sitting here in this interview.
Okay, so there we go. Again, this is Kamala Harris over on BBC in London talking about, hey, you know what? I'm not done. It's just begun. But I think she's finished, at least on the big stage. Trying to become the president, that ain't going to happen. It's not. I think the Democrats in general are toast for a while. It doesn't really matter who you put in there. You could put Slick Willie in there. You could dig him up from 30 years ago and put him back in there. It still wouldn't make a difference. You can have Arsenio Hall and Bill Clinton do a whole concert where Bill is playing the trombone, the saxophone, the xylophone, the piano, whatever. It doesn't matter. The Democrats in general have a tainted brand because they've been focused so much on the LGBT and illegal aliens and allowing criminals to flourish in communities all over the country. Black community, white community, Hispanic community, the Puerto Rican, green, Canadian stripe community. They have damaged this country. And don't get me started on the COVID-19, the lockdowns, all that stuff that they really championed. People are saying, you know what? I didn't like that. I want to go in a different direction. So the Democratic brand in general is damaged. Then you want to have somebody who can't put two words together to run for president. I think not. I think that the Republicans are going to be in power for a very long time, minus any kind of, funny business with the voting or whatnot. We're going to be in there. J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, Vivek Ramaswamy, these guys are going to be the next leaders. Kamala Harris and AOC, even Gavin, I don't think they have a chance. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about Kamala Harris not being done and potentially running again for president in 2028? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. Do you think she'll run for president or something else? Maybe she might want to be the governor of California. Maybe she might want to do, I don't know, something, some kind of thing. Maybe she wants to do a podcast tour, a book tour, and just do speaking engagements. So that'd be her way of not going away. That'd be her way of not being done. But do you think she'll run for president again? Do you think she'll go for higher office? And if she does run again, what do you think her chances are of actually getting a nomination? Because again, 2020, she didn't even get a nomination. She was nowhere close to the nomination. Out of like 10 people, she was number 10. 24, the people did not vote for her, but somehow she ran and lost in dramatic fashion. It'll be the same exact thing in 2028, in my humble opinion. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.